Everything you need to know about money and early retirement fits on one index card, but I still turn that into a 15-minute video. What's up, guys? My name is Frankie, coming at you from beautiful Seattle, Washington. I post videos twice a week for those of you resolved to get good with money. First off, these were the old rules of money. Go to the top college you can get accepted into, work a 40-hour week or more for 40 years or more, save 10%, 15% max, and dump it into a target date retirement fund. Invest in a few blue chip stocks with any extra money you might have. Buy the biggest house you can afford. Finance items that depreciate via credit card debt like cars, furniture, and hot tubs. And live mostly happily ever after, minus the stress, the arguing about money, and hoping Social Security takes care of you when you crawl your way to retirement. But that old playbook doesn't work. Today I present the new playbook of personal finance that can make early retirement the new retirement. These 10 principles fit on one note card, and I know I said 9 in the title, but odd numbers drive more views, the more you know. And this video was actually inspired by a book called The Index Card, and it was one of the first books that I read after setting my money resolution back in 2018. The author Harold Pollack claims that everything you need to know about personal finance can fit onto one index card. Stick around until the end because I'm going to share Pollack's index card. I'll also share my version that I actually included in the back of my first book, The Money Resolution. And I'll share how you can print out those 2 note cards and a note card summarizing this video. That's a lot of note cards in case you want to print these and keep them posted somewhere in view. You know the drill. Like if you like, subscribe if you love, and let's dive in. The first principle of early retirement is to avoid bad consumer debt at all cost. Don't fall into the trap of spending future earnings. If you're just getting started, focusing on eliminating your bad debt like credit cards should be your #1 goal. As a general rule, I say always avoid buying bigger purchases that depreciate with a credit card. These are things like a car, a boat, please don't buy a boat, vacations, electronics, new appliances, and so on. Debt deprives you of a happy future. It prevents you from pursuing your dreams, and it's one of the leading causes of financial insecurities in many people's lives. Either avoid it altogether or get really, really serious about wiping it out. Being debt-free should become your passion if you're seeking true financial independence. Number 2, be frugal and live on less than you earn. The lower your annual expenses, the faster it will be to reach financial independence. That's step 1. Step 2 is to widen the gap between what you earn and what you save by cutting expenses as much as you can. Spending 10% less than your average spending can actually shave years off your working life. Here are examples of how you could do that. You can find and eliminate a latte factor or 2. You could find ways to cut back on what I call the big 3. That's housing, food, and transportation. By the way, I have a whole chapter on how you can reduce the big 3 expenses in my second book, Money You Can Hack It. Check that one out on Amazon if you're interested, or snag a free digital copy in the description below. And here's a cool hack to help you eliminate splurge spending that I actually just learned about the other day. If you're in a store and you're thinking of making a purchase on something you don't need, stop and consider this. Would you accept a cash offer to not buy it for the same amount if a total stranger offered that to you? Get creative and make smart, frugal decisions consistently. Number 3, increase your main income and savings rate. You can only frugal away so much savings. There's definitely a floor there. However, your income earning potential is limitless. I saw an article, or maybe it was a YouTube video the other day, and the title of it was, "Side Hustles Are Officially Mandatory." This kind of sensational headline just isn't true, plain and simple. The biggest opportunity to increase your income likely comes from your 9 to 5. And I could argue that side hustling might end up being a distraction that burns you out or causes your performance when on the clock to drop. Don't let yourself get passed up for a promotion all because you weren't focused. Instead, start by asking for that raise you deserve, or consider finding a different, higher paying job. I found a better, higher paying job once, and before I accepted it, I let my current employer know. That actually led to a promotion months before they were planning to give it to me, and a 15% pay boost, higher than they were gonna offer me, because the cost of replacing a person at work can be considerably more than it's worth. Once you earn more income though, increase your savings rate. Do not increase your spending. I personally aim to save half of my post-tax income even in an expensive city like Seattle. And it's not uncommon for those seeking early retirement to aim to save 40 to 60% of their income. More than that, actually, if they're pursuing early retirement extreme. And that's because the path is simply all math. As a bonus here, know thy numbers. If you want to run some numbers for yourself, check out this early retirement calculator on screen. I'll link to it in the description down below. It's one of my favorites that I found that I use. Did you know if you save 50% of your income and invest it, which we're going to cover next, you can actually retire in as little as 17 years. So increase that main income, stay frugal, increase your savings rate. But number 4, don't just save your money, invest that savings. Remember that gap that I talked about earlier? If you save that gap, that's excellent. A 20% savings rate is a great starting point as a goal. But if you let this cash sit in a big bank, you're only going to earn 0.01% in interest, or right around there. Even a high interest savings account is only going to net you 0.5 to 1%, at least in 2021. That money is losing money because of inflation. Inflation actually increases the cost of living by 2 to 3% on average. Some years it's as high as 7%. That means that money sitting in your piggy bank is literally worth less over time. You must invest where, historically speaking, you're going to earn 6 to 10% annually. I'm not going to dive into the specifics of how to invest here on this video because I do have other videos about that. But I do recommend low-cost index funds that track either the total stock market or the S&P 500. Try to grab one from Vanguard, Fidelity, or Schwab because those are great for keeping expenses and fees low. Others recommend a 3-fund portfolio, so you could look that up if you want to learn about that. But either way, don't just work for your money. Put your money to work so it can work for you. The other reason to invest early and often comes down to 2 words: compound interest. Get intimately familiar with this concept if this is new to you. It's the backbone that makes everything else work. And it honestly feels like a cheat code when you learn about it. Number 5, take advantage of tax-advantaged retirement accounts. Don't underestimate the power of paying less taxes. Your goal should be to defer taxes on as much of your income as you can. Aim to decrease your tax liability. Personally, I prefer that Roth IRA instead of the traditional IRA so that I pay the taxes now and let my investments grow tax-free. Those seeking early retirement aim to max out their tax-advantaged retirement accounts before they invest any money into traditional brokerage accounts. The goal again is to legally pay fewer taxes so that your money can earn more money over time. You can only do that if you keep more of your money. I'm actually reading this book called The Power of Zero right now, and it is excellent. The subtitle is How to Get to the 0% Tax Bracket and Transform Your Retirement. I will link to that one in the description down below if you're interested. It is truly an eye-opener, even for a money nerd like me. I fund these tax advantage accounts by maxing out my 401k, my Roth IRA, and even my HSA, which a lot of people don't realize you can actually invest within one. And those 3 combined come out to close to $30,000 a year as an individual. Even if maxing these out, by the way, isn't possible based on your income, that's totally okay. Just set a goal. And from there, see if you can increase your contributions by 1% each month so that you can slowly increase your retirement investments over time. You'll hardly notice. If your company offers a match on any retirement account, there is zero excuse to not hit that match in full. That's literally free money, an instant 100% return on your investment. Number 6, build a passive income stream or streams. Okay, I know I already said to avoid side hustles. To clarify, I don't think you should trade your extra time for money driving for Uber or taking online surveys or otherwise limiting how much you can earn with that time. Instead, if you do want to earn some extra income, I highly recommend pursuing passive income, not just any old side hustle. Turn something you already love into ongoing revenue. But of course, please know that there is no such thing as 100% truly passive income. You're gonna need to put in the work up front. But if you do this right, you can earn a disproportionate amount of money for the time that you put in. I've been actually documenting my 7 streams of passive income monthly here on the channel. So definitely be sure to check out my January update and subscribe if you want to be in the know about future videos. I don't just give numbers, by the way. I explain my thought process, the effort that goes into each of these, my future ideas, and I'm giving an honest look at what works and what doesn't. And the best part about that, by the way, is it's going to help me achieve early retirement faster in two different ways. First, I'm saving and investing all of what I earn from it so that I can avoid lifestyle creep. And second, I'll continue to earn that passive income, more than likely, I hope, come early retirement to provide even more cushion to draw on later on if needed. Beyond the ideas, though, that I share on those videos, you might want to consider owning real estate and definitely automatically reinvest any dividends that you earn from investing. You could also, by the way, just rent out a room in your house or your parking spot for starters. But don't let your side hustle burn you out or distract you from your main gig. Number 7, be relentlessly positive and express gratitude. If compound interest is the backbone that holds this whole list together mathematically, the right mindset is the heart. Attitude is everything on your FIRE journey. If you don't have the right mindset, nothing else on this list matters. That's why I've actually made a handful of videos on money mindset the last few months, like this one on screen, helping people stay motivated when they're years away from early retirement. Yes, early retirement obviously comes sooner than traditional retirement, but it doesn't mean it requires any less patience. To keep you staying positive, I recommend you set smaller goals, celebrate when you achieve those, and express gratitude in your life often. Be thankful for what you have. It helps you remember what this whole thing is all about. Freedom, community, love, helping others because so many people have helped you get probably where you are. Because spreading positivity breeds positivity, and I often find productivity and motivation. The other reason to be positive is people are going to be skeptical of your lifestyle and your early retirement goals. That's okay. Stay focused and positive. Thank them for the feedback. This isn't about who's right or who's wrong. This is about living a more rich life. Never forget that. Number 8, become a lifelong learner. I know I said it recently in a video, but it's worth repeating again. The more you learn, the more you earn. The day you stop learning is the day you stop moving forward. Those seeking financial independence and early retirement are always reading, listening to podcasts and audiobooks, watching YouTube videos, and reading blogs by successful people because success leaves clues. Heck, many in the FIRE community actually start a podcast or write books or make courses or have a YouTube channel to document their journey. I've actually done 3 of the 4 of those. And that's my way of just making sure that I'm always learning so I have fresh content to provide. But it also helps with paying it forward, spreading positivity, and of course, building up some passive income. There's always time to build in learning. I do it when I'm at the gym, while walking the dog, and doing chores like cleaning the kitchen. I read before bed, and I actually pay for Medium and Audible subscriptions because when people pay, they pay attention. Don't worry though, I figured out how to get half off of Audible. Let me know if you want to know my secret hack. Beyond the obvious though, learning is key in the personal finance space because things change. Tax laws are a great example. Limits to contributions to those retirement accounts change. Required minimum distribution age changes. Fees change. The housing market fluctuates and new things come along. Did you know the Roth IRA has only been around since '97 and Bitcoin since '09? You get the idea. Keep up or get left behind. That didn't sound very positive, so I'll just say it again. Learn more, earn more. That was positive. Number 9, understand the 4% rule, which is also called the 25X rule. Yes, a little bit of math here, but this is relatively simple and a must know if you plan to retire early. You don't need to follow it to a T, but I do think knowing what it is can help you get started and make a big goal. Plus, it illustrates the power of compound interest more and the importance of reducing your annual expenses and increasing your savings rate. In a nutshell, this rule of thumb means that you need to save and invest 25 times your annual expenses. So if you spend $40,000 a year on all your needs and wants, you're going to need to save up $1 million to retire. In theory, once you hit that number, you could technically retire and live off your investments. So if you continue to just take out $40,000 a year or $3,333 a month, and you leave the rest invested so it can continue to grow and earn interest, you will conceivably never run out of money, or at least with 97+% certainty. If this concept is new to you, I highly recommend you learn more about it. Look up the Trinity study to understand the research and the numbers behind it. Number 10, pay yourself first. I don't know how I got this long into a video without saying that phrase, or the best way to actually pay yourself first, which is via automation. Most people work to earn money to pay their bills and afford their lifestyle. Those in the FIRE community flip this mental script completely. They work to earn to pay themselves, then pay others after. I like to look at it this way. If you work a standard 40-hour work week and you save 10% of your income, you're only getting paid for your hard work for 0.8 hours of your day. That's just 48 minutes for you. That's why I encourage saving 25% as a starting point. That's 10 hours a week into your savings and investments. That's working for you the first, let's say, 2 hours of each day. I don't live to work or work to live. I work to pay myself so that I can achieve financial freedom sooner. And I do it automatically. It's critical you set up automatic savings. Don't let the bulk of your money hit your checking account. You can send your direct deposit money to your savings directly, or let's say divert 80% into savings and 20% into checking to live off of. And obviously contributing to an HSA or a 401k or equivalent retirement account is an excellent way to pay yourself first. If this part of the process wasn't automatic, I would venture to guess the national contribution would be 50 to 70% less than it currently is, which I think is still only around about $7,000 a year. There you have it, the 10 principles of FIRE. And while this list was FIRE focused, please know that following some or most of these principles will make you a financial superstar within years, even if your goal isn't early retirement. If there was one on this list that spoke to you, let me know in the comments. Or what did I miss? It would be awesome if any of you actually shared your mini index card in the comments down below. I do read all comments and I try my best to respond to all of them. I mentioned at the top I was going to share Pollock's index card from his book. I'll put that on screen now. Feel free to pause if you want to read it. I also mentioned my version in the back of my first book. That is also on screen now. If you want a copy of these and a third note card with all the tips from this video in a summary, that's a lot of note cards. Go to themoneyresolution.com/card to download a sheet containing all 3. Print it, cut out the ones that you love, and again, tape it somewhere you're gonna see daily as a reminder to keep you motivated. I'm trying to provide all kinds of resources this year to help people. So if you want to check out all the free resources I've already created, including a free preview to my new course, Save Money Resolution, head on over to themoneyresolution.com/resources. Thank you for your time as always. I greatly appreciate all viewers, but my favorites, I have to say, are those that make it all the way to the end. I hope you got a ton of value out of today's video. Sometimes, I'll be honest, I hesitate to make some that feel a little more like FIRE 101, but this stuff works, you guys, early retirement seeker or not. Changing your financial life doesn't have to be complicated. It's small efforts, day in and day out. Like if I earned it and you like this video, of course. Subscribe if you haven't already and you want to see more videos from me showing up in your YouTube feed. I'd love to hang out with you more. And I hope to see you awesome people in a few days on the next episode. Stay positive. Stay awesome, keep learning, keep earning. Oh, and because I think I actually went a whole video without a bad dad joke, here's one. Why is money called dough? Because we all need it. See you guys.